grab your popcorn and dim the lights. We're taking a nostalgic trip through the neon-soaked history of the Fall River and New Bedford cinema scene. From the golden age of movie palaces to the salt air magic of the drive-ins, here is the timeline of where the South Coast went to the movies from 1940 to 1979. The 1940s, glitz, glamour, and grand openings. The decade started with a bang, even as the world was changing. 1940. On October 16th, Interstate Theaters cut the ribbon on the brand new Center Theater in Fall River. Sadly, as one door opened, another closed. The Allen's Theater in New Bedford dimmed its lights for the last time. 1941. Just before the war effort ramped up, the Dartmouth Auto Theater opened on August 23rd, bringing the outdoor movie craze to the area. 1946. Freshly polished and renovated, the Academy Theater in Fall River celebrated its grand reopening on November 15th. 1947. Yemen's theaters joined the fray, opening the Embassy Theater in Fall River on March 7th. Late 1940s. A bit of a rebrand for New Bedford as the Casino Theater became the Art Theater, while Fall River said a final goodbye to the Palace Theater. 1949. A corporate shakeup. The Mullins and Pinansky Circuit officially transitioned into New England theaters. The 1950s. Drive-ins and Hollywood royalty. This was the era of the Passion Pit drive-ins and the biggest premiere the South Coast had ever seen. 1950. A huge year for Somerset. The Somerset Family Drive-In kicked off on June 23rd, and the Somerset Theater also opened its doors. Meanwhile, in New Bedford, E.M. Lowe's took over the Strand and reopened it as the Center Theater on October 6th. 1951. The Westport Drive-In joined the party on May 10th, but New Bedford's Art Theater called it quits. 1952. Fall River's Royal Theater closed its doors. Early 1950s, the Plainville Drive-In opened, adding more outdoor options for summer nights. 1956, the big one. New Bedford went Hollywood when the State Theater hosted the world premiere of Moby Dick. Legend Gregory Peck himself was in attendance to celebrate the city's whaling history on the silver screen. 1957, the New Bedford Theater closed. 1958, Fall River's Park Theater shut down. 1959, a tough year for cinema. The Capitol, Fall River, the Olympia, New Bedford, and the legendary Orpheum, New Bedford, all closed their doors. Late 1950s, New Bedford lost two more staples, the Rialto and the Royal. The 1960s, the modern shift. As the Grand Palaces aged, the industry started looking toward modern cinema layouts. 1960, the Old Bailey Square Theater in New Bedford got a new lease on life as the Arcade Theater. 1962, Fall River lost two major hubs as both the Embassy and the Empire closed. 1964, on August 26th, New Bedford's Empire Theater closed, citing, of all things, a shortage of good films.
Look out! Here comes the biggest Bond of all. Thunderball.
1968, the multiplex era begins to dawn. Fall River Strand reopened as Cinema One on February 9th, and the Compass Twin opened in New Bedford. Late 1960s, New Bedford's Capitol Theater closed its doors. The 1970s, the mall era and the end of an era. The 70s saw the rise of the mall cinema and the heartbreaking loss of the city's remaining giants. 1970, on April 15th, Fall River's Center Theater doubled up, becoming the Center Twin. (1971), a massive shift in how we watched movies. General Cinema opened a triple threat, Cinema 1, 2, and 3, at the North Dartmouth Mall on June 23rd. Sadly, Fall River lost two icons. The Plaza Theater closed after a fire on June 27th, and the majestic Durfee Theater closed on September 7th with a heartbreaking 25 people in the audience. 1973. Demand was so high at the mall that General Cinema split their largest auditorium to create a fourth screen on June 23rd. 1976. AMC moved into the neighborhood, opening the Swansea 4 on December 22nd.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away,
Here they come!
Star Wars,
Coming in too fast!
an adventure unlike anything on your planet. It's an epic of heroes and villains and aliens from 1,000 worlds. Star Wars, rated PG.
1977. The Arcade Theater in New Bedford closed. 1978. The Compass Twin in New Bedford rebranded to the Cinema 140. 1979. The decade ended on a somber note for local history. The Academy in Fall River and the Somerset Family Drive-In both closed for good. Late 1970s. Two more staples, the State Theater in New Bedford and the Somerset Theater, finally turned off their projectors. Thanks for watching. Our local theaters were the heart of the community for decades. Do you remember seeing a flick at the Durfee or grabbing a burger at the Westport Drive-In? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe to see more deep dives into our local history.